Hello, everybody. Today, we will discuss in this episode a critical component that drives the success in medical affairs. And this is business acumen. If we wanted to define as a start business acumen from a medical perspective, it's an understanding of how our decisions and actions in medical affairs are aligned with the organization's objectives and business strategies. Essentially, how our actions and decisions in medical affairs will result in positive outcomes for these objectives and business strategies. A very simple and critical definition. How our decisions and actions in medical will impact the organization's business and strategies. Over so many years, I have been asked frequently the question from different medical colleagues. We are medical. Do we really need to understand everything related to the business and revenues and market dynamics? It's a valid question, given that the main focus of medical affairs in the pharmaceutical industry is science and patient outcomes. However, the answer to this question is definitely yes, a big yes. Scientific expertise, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't make a pharmaceutical organization. In other better way, scientific expertise alone doesn't make a pharmaceutical organization. If we focus only on scientific expertise, we can be the best lecturers in a university, or we can be world-class speakers or educators in an academic institute. But the pharmaceutical industry is based on the integration between scientific expertise and business strategies. That's how the industry works. So, scientific expertise plus business acumen equals pharmaceutical industry. A simple and very important equation. So, yes, you have to be very well rooted in business acumen in addition to your scientific expertise. Let's see how and why business acumen can impact medical affairs and how we can benefit out of it and why it is important. Let me start with why business acumen is critical for us as medical affairs in the pharmaceutical industry. There are three main reasons for this. First, and very straightforward, it enables us to take the right decisions. It enables us to make more informed decisions and more strategic decisions. Two, it enables us to reallocate and allocate our resources appropriately. And last but not least, the third reason why it is critical for us, business acumen, because it is the magic tool to demonstrate the business impact of medical initiatives. Again, three very important reasons why business acumen is critical for medical affairs. Why every medical manager or MSL or medical director or regional medical should understand the business and all its aspects, should understand the revenues, should understand from where they come, should understand the market dynamics, the regulatory changes, and the forecasts even. Three reasons again: it enables us to take better decisions, it enables us to allocate our resources appropriately, and finally, it's the magic tool to demonstrate business impact. What I will do in the next few slides / minutes, I will elaborate on these three reasons to show you how business impact can make a big difference or business acumen can make a big difference in medical affairs. So let's get started. The first reason why business acumen is critical for medical affairs, as I mentioned, because it enables us to make the right decisions. So imagine that you understand the broader business environment, including the market trends, competitive landscape, market dynamics, regulatory changes, economical factors. All these are elements that can influence the drug development and its commercialization. Imagine that you understand and you are fully aware of all these elements. Definitely, you will be able to make more informed decisions. And more informed decisions are the right decisions. We discussed before the data driven decision making process in medical affairs. And if you base your decisions on solid, validated data, and this data comes from the business, comes from the real business, you are sure that your decision is most probably the right one. And not only that, you get more informed decisions when you understand the business, you get more strategic dimensions of your decision. So let's take an example. Let's say that you prepared a very good scientific presentation for a speaker or for yourself to give it out in a major event. And you spend a lot of time selecting the data that you will include in your presentation. Before the presentation or the session, your partner, your commercial partner, marketing, or your manager asked you why you selected this type of data in particular, why you included this study. And you answered spontaneously because this study and its results can support a patient access program or a patient access strategy. This is the strategic decision. This is a strategic decisions that impacts your scientific expertise in this particular example. That is to say that the way we use data can be influenced by our understanding of the business circumstances and the total environment of business. So, if we understand the business and all its important elements, including market dynamics and competitive landscape, definitely we are in better positions to make right decisions, more strategic and more informed decisions. Before leaving the decision making process in medical affairs, there is another very important component, which is the cross functional collaboration. And again, imagine that you understand everything about the business. You will be more likely to understand the challenges that your commercial team is facing. You will be more likely to integrate your strategies and goals in order to support the cross functional collaboration, and this will help the entire organization. So, understanding the business will make us closer to the mindset of the marketeers and the commercial strategies. And so, we can customize our strategies in order to ensure that they are fully aligned and that our work will benefit the entire organization. The second reason why business acumen is very important for medical affairs is simply because understanding the business and its components, all its components, will enable us to take the right decisions when it comes to resource allocation, to make the right prioritization when it comes to our projects, when it comes to our portfolio, when it comes to our customers, even. That means that understanding the business is needed in order to understand where we are spending our money and ensure that this spending is efficient. Let's take an example. If you decided, for example, to prioritize a real world evidence study over an independent research grant or independent grant, educational grant. And again, your partner or your colleague will ask you, why did you say yes for the real world evidence study, but not for the educational grant? And you can simply answer, because you know why you selected the real world evidence, why you took or you made this choice, because the real world evidence will support a reimbursement case. So you understand the business, and because you understand the business and you understand that the results of the real world evidence will definitely derive the success of the reimbursement case, you rationalized your decision. And again, it's the right decision because it serves an ultimate business objective. So, understanding the business will enable us to make right decisions when it comes to resource allocation. In addition to this, because understanding business acumen will give us this resource allocation agility, it will enable us also to modify our strategies based on the changing environment or the changing conditions. The business is changing from one day to another. And the best thing we can do as medical affairs is to be very flexible and adaptive to the environment. And understanding the business makes us very proactive when it comes to changing our strategies or shifting our gears to correct our path. Another example, imagine that you have designed a very good educational campaign based on three or four criteria for your portfolio or your product, like, for example, the efficacy, safety, and you have adopted a strategy in this educational campaign to position the product or your product as it fits everyone, whether the patient is young, whether the patient is or the patient is old. It fits all the stages of the patient journey. And suddenly, the guidelines changed, and now everyone is talking about personalized medicine. And your customers are more interested to understand how they can make the right treatment choice based on the genetic profile of their patients. So, this is a hypothetical example, but somehow it can illustrate the point. If you continue your educational campaign, you are losing a lot, and definitely you will not be able to communicate any business impact out of this because the environment changes. But understanding the business, understanding the environment, understanding the competitive landscape and the updates that dictates the healthcare strategies will enable you to take the right decision and modify your strategy. It doesn't make any sense to continue educating the healthcare professionals on something that has changed significantly. Something else, understanding the business doesn't only help us to prioritize projects over others. No, it helps us to understand where our talents exist, where to position our field medical force. Understanding the business is a very important element to take decisions where to hire medical affairs and how these medical affairs colleagues will spend their time. So that is to say that understanding the business and its component is essential for us to reallocate resources, manage these resources, and to modify our strategies whenever the environment and business conditions change. The third reason why business acumen is critical for medical affairs, which I will discuss now, is because I call it the magic tool to demonstrate the business impact. Measuring medical affairs success and contribution to business has been a big question since ages. How to measure the medical, how to measure the contribution of medical affairs to the success of the organization, because medical affairs cannot be measured by increasing the prescriptions or by increasing the revenues or profits of the organization. So how can the business leaders see the impact of the medical efforts and the medical initiatives on their business? The first step is to understand the business and align with its objectives. So, if you align your medical initiatives and medical strategies with the business strategies, you are done at least half the way. You have taken a significant step in order to demonstrate the impact of these initiatives and strategies. And when you align the medical strategies with the business strategies, the next step is to set the goals and metrics that will translate these strategies into actions. So, understanding the business will help us to align with the business objectives and will help us to set clear goals and metrics that will translate our strategies into business impact. And then it will help us also to communicate this impact at a later stage. So, the first step and the most important is to ensure that if you are doing an educational event or campaign, or if you are doing a study or an advisory board, or if you are embarking to craft a manuscript for publication, you need to ensure that you are targeting the right business strategy. This is, I think it's 80% of demonstrating the business impact. And once you are 100% sure that you are aligned with a current live business strategy, then you need to set clear goals and metrics in order to translate this strategy into actions that will have business impact. And understanding the landscape of business will definitely be necessary in order to for you to communicate your achievements and their impact. Now, let's create a hypothetical case study to illustrate all the three reasons that we discussed to show how business acumen is critical for medical affairs. Imagine that you are in a pharmaceutical organization that has only two products, product A and product B. Product A is in the launch phase. All the strategic dimensions and imperatives are focused on product A in order to have a successful launch. While product B is rather an established product that has been in the market for the last decade. While everyone in the organization is busy and focused about product A and its launch, you have decided to conduct an advisory board on product B. And you had the rationale. Now the product B is relatively an established product, and you need to get more insights about the clinical practice and how you can grow with this product. Suppose that this is the case. And you have conducted the advisory board, and then you found that you got a lot of good insights and you communicated through the appropriate internal channels and said that this was a good success or a great success. I think here you are expecting everyone to appraise you, to say thank you, this is a great work, we needed the insights, and the advisory board is a good strategy that will or is very good to inform our strategy, and we will take it very serious to put the insights into actions. But unfortunately, you will not get any response from your partners or from the leadership. You will not get anyone who is appraising you. You will not be happy receiving thank you. Yes, your efforts must have been appreciated. However, you heard the feedback that you are dreaming away. You are in a different world. This is a hypothetical case study, but it happens every day, every year. The organization is entirely focused on product A, while medical affairs is doing completely something else. An advisory board on an established product, or a publication in something that was published hundreds of times before. And we are expecting business leaders to understand our impact. In fact, if we are doing this nowadays, we are harming the business and harming ourselves because we are spending efforts, not only money, but we are spending our efforts and time where there is no strategy, where we don't have any alignment with the business goals. So, this is a critical strategy that we need to understand. Don't do anything that is not aligned with the directions of your organization. That's what we can learn from this case study. While the organization is focused on one front, you are deviated from that front. Of course, this is a hypothetical example, and it doesn't mean if the organization is focused on product A, it will lose the focus of product B. Most of our organization, international organization, are big enough to have the resources to look after different portfolios and different strategies. But this was just for illustrating the points. Second thing, when we communicate, if we don't understand the business, our communication will never be impactful. But if we did something to help the launch strategy of product A, our communication would have received a lot of likes and a lot of comments and a lot of thank you. That's how business acumen can impact our goals, our achievements, and can help us to demonstrate business impact. I will leave you with four takeaways. First, business acumen is a major core competency for medical affairs. Without business acumen, we cannot work in the pharmaceutical industry. We can be in the university, we can be in an academic institute, but definitely not in the industry. The industry is based on the integration between scientific expertise and business acumen. The benefits of understanding the business is by far more than the risks of not understanding it. We get a lot of benefits when we understand the business, starting from making the right decisions, going into the ability to allocate our resources appropriately, and finally, and most important, to demonstrate the business impact of medical initiatives. Yes, medical affairs colleagues needs to understand the business and all its components, including revenues, including growth, including the market dynamics, including the competitive landscape, regulatory changes, economical factors that impact the business. This way, you will be able to drive the success of medical affairs and drive the success of you as a medical person in medical affairs. Thank you very much and see you soon.